Davidson to speak to and move amendment number 10843.1.2. Ruth Davidson, 6 minutes.
Thank you, Presiding Officer. Like many people in this chamber, I've made more speeches on the Constitution in the last 2.5 years than I can remember. Speeches in church halls, in town halls, in school halls and in conference halls. And in every one, I've made the economic arguments, the political arguments for staying together, and I've made some personal arguments too. But I don't think in any I have fully articulated what I feel, the sense of loss that I would have at seeing my country broken up before me and the grieving that I would do if it came to pass that Britain no longer existed. I am Scottish first. I will always be Scottish first. I'll always put Scotland first. But there is a part of me that feels like I get to be British too. And to me, it feels as if those who are proposing separation want to take that British part away from me, to tell me that it's bad or broken or wrong and to throw it in the bin and to give me something less in return. And I don't believe that it is broken or bad or wrong. When I look at Britain, I see one of the great nations of this earth. Yes, a large economy, a country that sits at the top table of the world's decision-making bodies, a trading powerhouse and all the rest of it. But more than that, I see a country that is willing to shoulder its burden, one that offers a platform of opportunity, and that makes me proud. I'm not blind to Britain's faults, and I may be jeered or sneered as I am being today, but I think if you look around the world, we are one of the good guys. We're one of the countries that other people aspire to be like. From our art, to our freedom, to our humour, to our decency, to our sense of fair play, and yes, even to our politics. I think we make a huge contribution to this planet, and I want to keep doing it, and I want to keep doing it together. Yes, I'll take an intervention.
Annabelle.
Oh, thank you. I'm very grateful to the member for taking the intervention. The member was suggesting that people would look up to the UK as it currently is. Would they be looking up to the UK in terms of it being the fourth most unequal society in the world?
Ruth Davidson.
Firstly, it's not the fourth most unequal society in the world. Since 2010, inequality has been falling. The member knows that because her own government has stated that is true. I want us to keep contributing to the world together, and I want to stand shoulder to shoulder with my friends, my family, my allies in England, in Wales and in Northern Ireland too. And I want to continue making that contribution. There are people alive in the world today because Britain shoulders her burden and because we act together. We are the second biggest giver of overseas aid on the planet. There are children that are saved by our immunisation programmes that would otherwise die. And it's not that an independent Scotland wouldn't give aid, of course it would, but it's precisely because of our size and scale that we are able to do more with what we have. Now, I know I've talked of this before in the chamber, but I've never been more proud of my country than I was when I was a young journalist sent to Kosovo to see the Black Watch, watching soldiers, my age and younger, that went to my school in Buckhaven and schools just like it, patrolling the streets and protecting school children from attack, clearing bombs and stopping bullets. I know the First Minister called our involvement in Kosovo unpardonable folly, and he is entitled to that opinion. But I know that the world is a safer place for Kosovars, for ethnic Serbs and Albanians, because the servicemen and women of our country, because we had an integrating fighting force and the capability to act, not at this time. Even here at home, our research and medical expertise reaches far beyond our borders. Because of the UK's support structure, 9 out of 10 women and 8 out of 10 men are now surviving skin cancer, thanks in part to the work being done at Dundee University. Scottish expertise, UK support, worldwide benefits. I give way to the First Minister.
Is the world a safer place because of the illegal intervention in Iraq?
Ruth Davidson.
For a place because of our ability to work, and of course that ability must be used judiciously. But there are people huddling on a mountainside in Iraq right now that have cause to thank us putting our troops to deliver them. People who are going to be There are people in Kosovo right now who would not have been alive if they had followed your advice on what we should have done there. And for me, that's how it should be. stronger, safer and better able to deliver because of Black Watch soldiers serving in Pristina next to their Royal Welsh Fusilier colleagues. DFID teams operating in Africa being run from East Kilbride, academics from across the UK conducting research in Scottish universities. Labour migration is estimated to be up to 75% higher because the UK is all one country, 4 nations but a single state. And I want a kid growing up in Birmingham that's good at science to say that they want to work with the Dolly the Sheep team. And I want a student in Aberdeen to decide that London's tech centre in Shoreditch is for them. And at the moment, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you are Scottish or English or Welsh or Northern Irish. You can go anywhere and do anything and all be equal under the union flag. I'm 35 years old, and in those 35 years, I have never lived or worked anywhere other than Scotland. I love to travel, but I always know where's home. But the Scotland I know, the Scotland I love, is part of the UK. It's been shaped by it and in turn has done the shaping. Every success that the UK has in this world is our success too, because we built the UK. We've driven it. Britain didn't colonise us and it doesn't oppress us. Britain only exists because of us. Leaving it would be to lose something and to see what's left behind become diminished too. Now, I've heard the nationalist arguments, and while I don't agree with them, I can respect them. But in return, I ask them to see what I see. I asked them to see them asking us to vote for something that is less than we have now. And I don't want something less. I want to be part of something bigger, to put all the strength and resource and imagination and infinite talent that we have in Scotland and put it towards a common endeavour with our friends, our neighbours, our allies and our countrymen in England, Wales and Northern Ireland. The UK is ours. We built it, and to leave it would be to lose something of ourselves and to leave behind less. I move the amendment in my name.